Hello, testing, testing, testing. This is Bwoizy, and welcome to Bwoizy Unhinged, where I share with you intrusive thoughts. I think I do that all the while because do you ever know what I'm going to come up with next? I don't think you do. I don't even think I do. I just go with the flow. So yeah, welcome to the podcast. I think I'm going to add a little bit of music after this for the intro. All right. Did you ever notice that you can tolerate the scent of your own sweaty feet, but you hate how other people's sweaty feet smell? That's unless you have like a foot fetish and you like how other people's sweaty feet smell. But if not, it's really weird to me. Like, if my feet are sweaty, I can be like, okay, that's not too bad. But if other people have sweaty feet, it just makes me feel kind of grossed out. Yeah, all right. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on my life. Well, if you don't know me, I'm thinking that you would know me if you were listening to this podcast, because I would tell you to come and listen to the podcast and you would listen to it. So excuse me, I am Bwoizy, and I think I'm kind of an internet sensation. That's the first time I've ever said that. I've never said that out loud before. People kind of think I'm witty and weird and relatable, and I guess like, okay, cool, whatever, that's fine, that's great. All right, I try to downplay the stuff that I do, but was that grammar even correct? The stuff that I do, I tend to overanalyze myself. I'm sorry. That's not what this podcast... I mean, the name of the podcast is Bwoizy Unhinged, but I think that it should actually have meaning behind it. So let me see if I can put some meaning to this thing. I literally just downloaded this app and said I would start a podcast because why not? All right, so meaning. Where am I in my life? I'm in a place of growth. I think I'm growing. I've been consistently doing something that I believe I'm good at, and also that people believe I'm good at, and I think I'm finding somewhat of a balance, and I do see growth, and I appreciate that for some strange reason, but I don't know ultimately why I appreciate it, because I'm not 100% sure what I'll be doing with this newfound fame. Or should I even call it fame? I just have like a couple 100,000 people who follow me and things, so I don't even know if I should consider that as fame. But I do make people, feel good in some sort of way, so I guess that's like kind of cool or something, and we'll go with that. But I do see that I'm growing, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the endurance. I'm grateful for the mutual benefit, because I make people smile, but being corporate and stuff, people are going to want to cash in on that. So I guess I kind of am an influencer. I don't want to use the term influencer. I feel like influencer is so loosely used. I normally just call myself a content creator. Some people think I'm a comedian, and I've never said that before. I've never told anybody that I'm a comedian. I literally just have a witty personality, and I will admit that I have a witty personality. It's not my fault that I'm cracker than a whip. Sometimes I was corny. No, it wasn't corny. It was actually comedic genius, and I should just like live up to it. You see what I'm talking about? I'm weird and I know it, but growth. We're talking about growth, and I see that I'm growing, and I'm grateful for that. But what's interesting to me is how natural it comes to me, and I think it am I being bored? I think I'm being bored. I feel like I want to do more exciting things. Like, naturally I'm an introvert, but as of late I feel this yearning to kind of be a part of the grand scheme of things in some way. So like I'm now willing to step outside of my comfort zone more, and I think that's also kind of growth in a sense. So I see that and I appreciate myself for doing that, because it's growing. It's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes to be outside, but I'd say this often to my close circle of friends, that if it's comfortable, it's not growth. Growth is never uncomfortable. You know, like you have to go through some amount of growing pains so that you can pass a certain stage in your life. So I have growing pains right now too, because like sometimes I really hate being out in public and people spot me and they're like, oh, you're that guy from the internet, you're like really funny, ha ha ha. It's like, okay, cool. If only I could be invisible. But I do understand that, you know, sometimes people just really want to say hi, and that might not be such a detrimental thing. But I'm really trying to hold my composure, and I think I'm doing it well. But when I reach home, trust me, I am so exhausted. Let me tell you, man, when you see me on the road and I might be nice, or maybe sometimes I'm awkward. But like after I get inside, trust me, I am mentally drained, I'm physically drained, I'm spiritually drained, because outside really takes a lot. Outside really takes a lot out of me. But I'm trying and I'm growing, and I'm more willing to accept that now. Or I'm trying to accept that more now. So yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm doing really great with this. But I don't want this podcast to be too long, you know, because people don't really like to listen to long podcasts. Or I don't know if I want people to listen to a long podcast. But back to the topic of growth. I'm sorry how my mind just, you know, does its own commercial breaks every now and then. Ha ha ha. But anyways, back to the topic of growth. Alright, yes. I crack myself up sometimes. Gosh. Yes, you know, a secret. Yada yada yada. But yeah, back to the topic of growth. I don't just want to do this because, as I was saying, it comes so naturally to me. It's just like, okay, cool. What else can I do? This is where I say, I am a practicing musician. I know I've been saying it a lot. It's really manifesting. I'm manifesting it. I'm really manifesting it, and I'm actually doing the music. And I'm proud of some of the songs that I've written so far, and the people I've shared the demos with are also impressed and see potential in some of these songs. So that makes me feel like, hey, what I'm doing, you know, it will be impactful, or hopefully it will be impactful in the way I want it to be impactful. But I'm not trying to be like out there right now. We're like, oh, I'm a budding musician and I want to like really just show the world I want to just do it in stages and just make it as organic as possible. So I'm taking baby steps, and I'm going to eventually put it out there. But yeah, I'm growing, and sometimes it's a bit uncomfortable, because even now, just talking about it a couple seconds ago in this very podcast, it was a bit uncomfortable for me, because it's just like, okay, this sounds crazy. Like, me just talking about it right now sounds crazy. Like, oh, you're going to practice music now? Like, what? But why not? I feel like, or let me not say I feel like, I know that I have a loving for it, and I know that I have a sense of musicality about me that I want to express. And even saying that a while ago made me a bit uncomfortable, but this is Bwoizy Unhinged, so if I feel uncomfortable, you might feel a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know. Alright, good vibes now, good vibes. Let's get back to good vibes. Growing. So I'm going to put this. Ooh, did you hear my bone just pop? I don't know if that picked up, but I literally just popped my bone in my shoulder right here. That was so unnecessary of me to say, but yeah, I'm growing, and I'm going to publish this podcast as is because as I said, I want it to be as organic as possible and things. So yeah, this is Bwoizy Unhinged episode 1. More episodes to come. Let's see how frequently they're going to roll out though. Thanks for listening. This podcast doesn't have any sponsors yet, but it's open to having a couple sponsors. Ha ha ha. Comedic genius.